o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
30 years of joyfulness. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and on myjoyonline.com. We are also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, EC Chairperson Jean Mensah and her two deputies said to be the next targets for removal following the exit of former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. That's according to former UN Governance Advisor Dr. Bafo Ajimandua, who says a petition is already before the president.
Yesterday we were told that the NDC has not finished yet in terms of people that they intend to remove, and I guess it will be the electoral commissioners, and even a petition has already been sent to the president.
We'll hear his demand for revision of the procedure for the removal of such high-ranking officers, as he warns the current procedure undermines institutional independence and exposes them to partisan political pressure. Also, New Patriotic Party blames its defeat in the Akwatia by-election on what it describes as the NDC's deceitful promises of development and the road construction undertaken on the day of election.
You could see the machines that we bought, the drip machines, were being used to make some of the roads. They have not done anything that has impacted on the life of the people, but deceit also played in.
We'll go live to Akwatia for the latest on the road construction started on Tuesday, plus a Joy News independent analysis of what worked for the NDC. Amidst the wins and losses in Akwatia was also allegations of vote buying.
There was a lot of massive buying, giving of money by the NDC, which colored every aspect of the voting day.
I'm giving you evidence of money sharing on the side of the APP. They are sharing 50 cedis. They are sharing broke money. That's what they are good at.
We'll hear from the accusers and whether this age-old canker can be curtailed. We have sports.
The Ghana Football Association vows to respond after the Sports Ministry slashed the Black Stars budget from $2 million to $1.3 million.
And in today's Climate Focus series, we explore how shifting weather patterns and environmental decline are threatening the baobab tree and the survival of the community that depends on it.
The leaves also is nutritious, and so people buy it and prepare soup we used to make money out of it.
These and more with me, Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. This afternoon, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, and her two deputies, Dr. Eric Bosman Asari and Samuel Tete, could soon become the next targets for removal from office. That's according to former United Nations Senior Governance Advisor, Professor Bafo Ajimandua, who says the process for their removal is already underway. He's been speaking to my colleague Emefa Akwatia on the AM show on the Joy News channel this morning.
If you look at the party, the NDC, during the campaign, it was stated publicly, not only by the flag bearer, who is now the president, but also by some stalwarts of the party, that when they come to power, the Chief Justice will be removed. It was stated clearly. And that reminds me of the same situation when the NPP was in opposition. And they, including Akufo-Addo, who was the flag bearer, and some of his stalwarts also indicated that when they come to power, they will remove the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. And I'm citing this to create a context for me for how dangerously we are treading in terms of how our independent institutions ought to be protected in order to have trust. We don't have to politicize certain key institutions of governance so that people can continuously have trust and believe in the role that they play in a democracy. So, and I made a point then, before even the elections, that President Akwatia has made a very dangerous, he has set a dangerous precedent by removing Charlotte Osei, and I still stand by that statement that I made. And that is what seems to have opened this gateway for chief political actors to begin to work the way they are working with independent institutions. In fact, yesterday we were told that the NDC has not finished yet in terms of people that they intend to remove, and I guess it will be the electoral commissioners, and I think a petition has already been sent to the president.
We'll hear his recommendation for addressing such challenges shortly. First, though, we have laid hands on 2 of the petitions for the removal of the EC commissioners. Joy News editor Elton Broby joins me with more. Elton, who are these and what are their grounds for the petitions?
Well, so this was filed in March by a group calling itself the Positive Transparency and Accountability Movement, Ghana, and also one Daniel Ofori. The grounds for this petition include a breach of fundamental human rights under Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution. It also points to constitutional breaches such as incompetence, bias, actions and inactions that undermine public confidence in the impartiality and integrity of the Commission, contrary to Article 23 and 296 of the 1992 Constitution. The petitioner from the voter region indicates that the disenfranchisement of voters in the Central Kofi, Akpafu, Lepe, and Lolobi Saw areas during the 2020 parliamentary election was a strong violation of citizens' rights under Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution. The petition claims that this action denies Saw residents representation in Parliament and may have influenced the balance of power in the hung parliament. The petitioner also referenced past comments and actions by Dr. Bosman Asare and Dr. Peter Apiahenem, accusing them of compromising the EC's impartiality. The petition called on President Mahama to act on Article 146 of the Constitution to restore public confidence in the electoral process while supporting it with detailed exhibits and evidence to substantiate the claim. The presidency, as we are told, is yet to comment on this matter. But this will not be the first time Madam Jane Mensah has been in such a position. In August 2020, remember, she survived a petition by the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, SEPA, which was dismissed by former President Nana Akufo-Addo. The dismissal was on the back of the fact that although the EC boss did not declare her asset then prior to Shraj, report cited by SEPA, she took remedial steps to do so when it was brought to her attention in the petition to investigate same.
Elton Broby, thank you. Let's now hear from a former UN governance advisor, Professor Bafo Jan, who is warning that the current constitutional provisions for removing such officials undermine institutional independence and expose them to partisan political pressure.
I really will go straight to the system that allows this kind of thing to happen. And I think a few days ago, another respectable public commentator has repeated what I have written and published, because when this case started, I put something out there on the platforms and all, simply saying that the system of selecting or appointing our president must be reviewed. It should be taken away from the executive. The president should not be appointing chief justices, especially if we are arguing on the basis of the balance of power. And my fear in this country is that we are not careful. And by the way, yesterday also, I heard some NPP stalwarts also saying, look, when we come to power, the chief justice will be sacked. Look at this. And look, we've got to be serious with ourselves. You see, that's really, I'm concerned about this. So we can decide, especially since we have already ongoing process to review the Constitution, we must think seriously about reviewing this aspect to take away from the executive the appointing of chief justices. And if we want a good example, go to Kenya, not Europe or America. Go to Kenya and see how they elect or select their chief justices. They have insulated the whole process away from the executive, precisely because of the issues I'm raising and the challenges that we are facing. Okay. We don't want that.
And that was a former UN governance advisor, Professor Bafo Ajimandua. Now, the New Patriotic Party has blamed the loss of the Akwatia parliamentary seat in Tuesday's by-election on what they describe as the NDC's deceitful promises to constituents. Government, in less than 48 hours to the election, undertook a number of activities, including a skills development program recruitment, the inauguration of a DVLA office, and a road construction project in Buedia on the day of election. We hear from the NPP on why they believe these are the reasons they lost the election shortly. But first, here's a wrap of the activities on Tuesday.
I, Eric Osujelfi, declare Bernard Bediakubedu MP-elect for Akwatia constituency.
That was the Electoral Commission's returning officer for the Akwatia by-election. The governing National Democratic Congress (NDC) has secured a supermajority in Parliament with a decisive victory in Akwatia. The party's candidate Bernard Bediako won the hotly contested election with 18,199 votes, defeating the MPP Solomon Asumadu, who polled 15,235. Bernard Bediako thanked supporters after his overwhelming victory.
After engaging the people, we read their reaction towards the message we gave them, and we saw that it had really imbibed. They gave us a hope, some hope of sorts, which hope has resulted to what we see today. I mean, we've always been very confident.
Supporters of the NDC's candidate hit the streets in jubilant mode after he was officially declared winner.
I'm telling the people of Akwatia to expect a better things coming to the Akwatia constituency. And I'm showing them that with the help of President John Mahama, everything is going to be possible.
The defeat leaves the MPP with 87 MPs as opposed to the NDC's 184.
Well, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP says the NDC's development promises on the road construction project are deceptions thrown in the eyes of the people of Akwatia.
It played a big role because if we go through the constituency 2 days to the elections, and even on the day of elections, you could see the machines that we bought, the drip machines, were being used to make some of the roads, rollers, all of them, they were there. Some of them, the gravel was even lying on the streets for them to see that they are doing the work. And again, this is a government, like I said, had just come in. They are beginning their governance system, even though they have not done anything that has impacted on the life of the people. But deceit also played in. But what is good for us is that all the number of promises that they have made to them, we'll check them and tick them. The people will get to know whether they will be honest and they'll be truthful to themselves in terms of the development that they promised to provide.
And you'll recall that the NPP raised series of concerns over security arrangement ahead of the election. This is the party's verdict after the polls.
Our biggest concern in yesterday's election was security, and the party took certain measures and also put certain proposals before the Ghana Police Service. And I must commend the Ghana Police Service for the professional conduct and in working to let us trust them. So in this particular election so far, the Ghana Police conducted themselves very well. I must commend the IGP for that.
Let's stay in Akwatia because the recent road construction has drawn suspicion from residents who believe it was a strategy to influence voters in the by-election. But a day after the polls, contractors are still on site continuing work on the project. Collins Frimpong reports.
It's exactly 11 a.m. here at Kusi, the hometown of NDC's or the MP-elect for Akwatia constituency. That's his father's hometown here. And earlier on, when we came here before the polls, we got here yesterday when the by-election was ongoing. We saw that this particular road and various roads within Takrase and Kusi was under construction. After the election, people are wondering whether these constructions are still ongoing, and we have come out to find out that indeed the construction is ongoing within to Takrase, where the contractor is still filling the roads, and we got to Kusi, the hometown of the father of Bernard Bediako, and seen that indeed the construction is also ongoing.
Collins Frimpong filed that report. Let's stay with the story and speak to a political scientist, Dr. Asa Asante. Good afternoon and thank you for your time on the Midday News.
Good afternoon.
Do you agree with the NPP that they lost because of the government development processes, which they describe as deceitful?
There are a lot that we can say about this. If they talk about deception, the two parties are guilty of that. More so when you have the General Secretary, the Deputy General Secretary, talking about what deception, the area of what the promises, that they show them, constructing roads, machines were on the roads and all that. And that is not good enough because they can see at the end of the day that there's going to be a deception on all that. I know from where I sit as a scholar in political science, there is a group of scholars led by Donovan and Co. If politics is associated with lies, deception, and manipulation. What are we seeing here? We saw the same thing in Akwatia. A few days to election, we saw bulldozers, machines on the road. They were constructing road. What happened to that? Is it different from this? I am not by this endorsing it, but I am exposing the hypocrisy on the part of political actors. When it's not they who are doing it, it's wrong. If other person does it, it's wrong. But if they do it, it's right. But here you are. When you went to campaign, and you campaign on the stand that let us be sympathetic to the dead and then maintain his party in office. That for me is a weak message. Because yes, we sympathize with the dead. But the people of Akwatia want their rules to be fixed.
Okay.
They want development to be brought to them. If you refuse to talk on this and you talk about sympathy, it tells me that you are out of reach in terms of message that resonates with people. And that is exactly what played out.
Okay. Dr. Asante, thank you so much for speaking to us on the Midday News. Now, both the NDC and the NPP have accused each other of inducing voters at the by-election yesterday with money and other resources. According to Eastern Regional NPP Chairman Jeffrey Kunedu, sought work on deplorable roads and money sharing just before and during the election influenced voters. He spoke on News Desk on the Joy News channel.
From the look of things, we saw wanton display of money and giving of money by the NDC, which colored every aspect of the voting day. So yes, I see that our democracy on that front is really unsustainable, because I don't know what the country would be in going forward. But this is for us, all the political parties and everybody, really sit down and look at it and going forward.
Let's bring you more on Akwatia related matters, because Joy News research shows over 2,600 individuals who voted in 2024 parliamentary elections did not turn out to vote during the by-election yesterday. Lead data and research analyst Isaac Kofi has been doing a post-mortem of the results and joins me in the studio with more. Kofi, let's go into the numbers. What do we know about the turnout situation?
Well, in terms of the turnout, the main election in 2024 had close about 70% turnout rate. And in the by-election, we saw this slash to 64.7%. But if you compare this to what happened in Ablekuma North, is way higher in terms of improving that turnout. Ablekuma North was 56.3%. In terms of the real numbers, where we got the over 2,600 difference from, in 2024, for instance, 36,472 registered voters turn out to come and vote. And in the 2025 by-election, just about 33,819, giving you that difference of more than 2,600 voters who turn out in the main election, not turning up to vote in the by-election, Pearl.
Kofi, do we know why the NDC won the seat?
Well, we've been trying to use some numbers and dynamics to understand what happened yesterday. And in terms of what we are learning so far, we've actually known that about 71% of all by-elections in this country, since the Fourth Republic, has been won by the incumbent government. So it wasn't a surprise to see the NDC win yesterday. And by-elections in swing constituencies are usually won by ruling parties, and we know we've established that Akwatia has been bellwether, has been a swing constituency also before. And also one important thing is what we saw in the Global Info Analytics report, that the people wanted development. It was their number one determinant, followed by the economy. And the question is, if you want development, then definitely you see them voting for the ruling party, because they believe that they have what it takes to possibly give them the budget for that development that they need.
Kofi Eje, thank you so much for that analysis. We all know that it's no secret that during elections, people will receive gifts and money from candidates and their parties. This has often been the claim by losing parties on why they lost. Joining us on the phone lines to discuss this issue is Programs Officer at CDD, Vera Abna-Ado. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the Midday News. Of course, this is not the first time we are hearing of vote buying in elections in Ghana. What would you say would be the specific legal measures most effective in deterring this canker?
Right, so vote buying, like you already said, it's not the first time. It looks like it has become business for many state people, politicians who are buying, and also voters who are selling their votes. Elections are meant to allow citizens to freely choose their leaders, but vote buying disturbs the whole essence of elections. And I think that we have to make a decision as a country that vote buying actually increases the cost of elections, because the winner will end up with a lot of debt, even the loser sometimes. And when people are with debt, it means that they have to look for ways to recoup, and that also increases the risk of corruption. In fact, in our electoral laws currently, vote buying is a criminal offense. The Ghana's electoral framework criminalizes vote buying and vote selling as well. So we have to take a decision, and we have to be deterrent to others. So far, we haven't really been able to take action on this, and it's not too good for our democracy.
Vera Abna-Ado, Programs Officer at CDD Ghana. Thank you for your time. This is the Midday News. Still ahead, in today's Climate Focus series, we explore how shifting weather patterns and environmental decline are threatening the baobab tree and the survival of the community that depends on it.
The leaves also is nutritious, and so people buy it and prepare soup. We used to make money out of it.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth, because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved. Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. GoTV, love it.
Junior, your school bus will soon get here. Hurry up.
Mommy, my head is aching me and I'm feeling cold. Honey, Junior's temperature is too high and he feels feverish.
Oh, baby. So you didn't give him the Encamol paracetamol syrup that I gave you the last time?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Okay, you know what? It's not too late. Just give him Encamol and he'll be fine in no time. Encamol paracetamol syrup, a strawberry-flavored paracetamol syrup, and it's specially made for children aged 3 months to 12 years. It helps manage pain like headaches, teething pain, and fever. And guess what? Because of the strawberry flavor, the kids enjoy taking it.
I can tell from the way he's licking his lips. And look at how he's jumping around. Hurry up and go to school, Junior.
Yes, now you can get Encamol paracetamol syrup in all pharmacy shops. For bulk purchase, go to NK Pharma head office, Abelinkpe, or call 050-658-8315. This advert is FDA approved.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. Money we define every day and night. Mama, dada keep on hustling for the family. The luckiest. Last dance, everyone to hush. You can win some cash. You can be the luckiest with 1 CD. Luckiest with 5,000. The luckiest, the teacher, doctor, market woman. You can be the luckiest. Oh, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, you can be the luckiest. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. Stars everyone to hush. Luck is everywhere. Luck is everywhere. Oh, tell me, are you feeling lucky? Because I'm feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling like the ultimate. That we go win. If I win, you win. You could be the luckiest.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sport and Mubarak is here.
Pearl, so the Ghana Football Association says it has taken careful note of the Sports Ministry's statement on the Black Stars budget for the World Cup qualifiers and will provide clarifications in due course. According to the association, the immediate priority is to maintain collective focus on the games against Chad and Mali, with a full response to follow afterwards. The Sports Ministry, led by Kofi Adams, slashed the estimated Black Stars budget from $2 million to $1.3 million. Meanwhile, the players will hold their final training session later today ahead of Thursday's clash with Chad at 1 p.m. Back to you, Pearl.
Thank you so much, Mubarak. Now, it is known as the Tree of Life, feeding families, curing illnesses, and sustaining generations. By the Upper East Regional town of Binduri, the baobab tree is dying. Joy News' Mahmoud Muhammad Nuruddin has more.
Across the savannas of northern Ghana, the baobab tree towers like an ancient guardian, but today these giants are in distress. In Binduri, especially in the Bansik community, farmers are seeing the trees slowly die and are no longer producing fruits.
When I moved into this house, the flourishing baobab tree was a valuable resource for us. We would harvest its leaves to make nutritious soups. However, over the past 3 years, the tree has struggled with poor fruit production. To make matters worse, whenever it does produce fruit, pests seem to appear, further diminishing its yield. This decline has been concerning, and finding a solution to restore the tree's health and productivity has become a priority.
Baobab leaves are an important part of meals in northern Ghana. The fruit is full of vitamin C, but now some baobab trees have stopped growing leaves.
We used to sell at least, if it is up to that time, we'll get money out of it. We'll make money. We used to make money out of it.
Experts say there are many reasons. The weather keeps changing and windstorms happen without warning. Trees that lived for hundreds of years are now falling because they can't fight these problems. Some farmers are asking for help. They want research and protection for one of Africa's most important natural resources.
Johnny's Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin felt that report is time for what's trending and Adobia Asarit here.
Hi, Pearl. So Akwatia and Musa Danko are trending. Musa Danko is trending because of the Akwatia by-election. You know, so many people are giving him fans for their prediction. And it's quite interesting. So Franklin Kujo says, to survive in Ghana's political life today, all you need is a credible, sensible candidate and a Musa Danko. So that's what's happening on Trends.
Thank you very much, Adubi Asari. And that's how we end the Midday News. My name is Ofori. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Waterbill comes up next.